Was he planning on doing any solo stuff?
Yeah, he was 12.
Yeah, we you know, that was the formula for Cash Money back then. You know, we would drop a group album, and the same way they did with the Hot Boys. That formula started with UNLV. You know, I was fortunate enough to be the first to get a solo album released, and then Yella was going to be next. He dropped a few songs like "Don't You Be Greedy" and something else he dropped. I can't remember, but the "Don't You Be Greedy" wound up. Yeah, went the party up. It wound up being on a UNLV album that was Greatest Hits that was released actually after we had left the company. You know, during that time they still had the rights to the music, so they did their thing with it. And two of Yella's solo songs that was going to be on his album actually was on that Greatest Hits album.
Oh man, he was definitely a real one, man. You guys, had the pleasure of working with him, of course, and I remember the last time you were on the show, Lil a few years ago, you was telling us about the whole Dragon in the River with the Mystikal, and how that was actually a strategic move on the part of you guys. You know, if you can, again, for our listeners now, man, kind of break down, guys, how that all came about, and you know what I'm saying, how it was successful.
Well, we all went to high school with Mystikal, and when Mystikal graduated 2 years before us, when he came back in town, we was like doing our thing with the music and shit, you know what I'm saying? So he came on the block, and he was letting us know that he wanted to actually battle on wax, you know, doing that thing, make the world think we was really beefing, you know, and aim at the top so he could, I guess, you know, be heard. You know how the little wax thing go on rap, you know, with rap and wax, you know, fake beef or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we had the world trick over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So we was on top of the pile of the music thing in New Orleans, and he came and he wanted to do that so he could be heard a little quicker, you know what I'm saying, than just the average rapper. We didn't really pay attention to like his third time dissing us, you know, and we put 2 diss songs on one record, one album.
Yeah, because that was one of the songs that I remember, you know, back in '96. You know what I'm saying? I mean that was huge, and it seems to have benefited both you guys as far as the publicity. You know,
right?
Definitely.
Yeah, Dragon in the River actually been carrying us all these years, man. We can't go do a show without doing that song. The fans feel like we cheated them if we don't perform that song.
Yeah, I imagine that's got to get the people going crazy, man. What's the atmosphere in the when you guys are performing that? What's that like?
But man,
it just came out this year or something, man. This shit like a hot #1 hit song.
Yeah, you could, man. I mean, you got to look at right now too, like Memphis, for example, and New Orleans, of course. A lot of these newer artists that are coming out, they like to sample the old stuff, man, the classics. You know, so. You know, I mean, look at Killer Mike tonight. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the older cats who actually, you know, dominated the Grammys. I was happy for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that song has been sampled and redone several times. You know, like I say, that song's been feeding us for over 2 decades, man.
That's beautiful.
Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, like, comment, share. Also go over to UGSforLife.com, download the entire archive, and check out new episodes on Apple Podcasts and Blog Talk Radio.